to my channel. Yes, today is Thursday, and it's not the best looking day, but go get and be great whatever you do. But let's start with greetings. Come on. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm your host here.
Guy in the chair.
He said it.
And today we have why is it in the background? Oh well. We're doing the Crooked Drinker and his thoughts on somehow the Rings of Power returned for another season. So let's sit back, listen, and
Science tells us that if a nuclear apocalypse were ever to happen, there are only three things on this earth that are persistent enough to survive the radioactive fires of annihilation: cockroaches, Dark Side Phil, and the Rings of Power. A show that seems to be lumbering on in the face of plummeting ratings, scathing reviews, fan mockery, and worldwide condemnation through nothing more than sheer bloody-minded determination.
Rocks are sinky because they look downwards to darkness. Boats float because they look up at shiny sky. Do you get it?
Such is the cultural black hole that's formed around it, I'd almost forgotten that Rings of Power was even a thing. I'd almost managed to purge warrior girl boss who don't take no shit Guy Ladriel, femboy Sauron with his one wig to rule them all, their absurd fanfic romance, the nonsensical battle scenes, the complete butchering of the story's lore and chronology, and the corporate DEI reimagining of Middle-earth from my memory. It took a bit of work, of course, but I had some help along the way, believe me. Then the trailer for season 3 came out and it hit me. Oh yeah, they're still making this thing, aren't they? Never in the scope of human endeavor was so little accomplished by so many with so much. It really is the most expensive show that shouldn't be on TV. But hey, just like that post-Vindaloo turd you've been desperately trying to hold in, it's coming no matter what, so we might as well meet this horror head on. The season picks up 5 years after the events of season 2, where Sauron masterminded... Wait, is that the word I'm looking for? Out-retarded Celebrimbor into forging the Rings of Power and manipulated the orcs into sacking Eregion, a process that actually took about 100 years in the lore, but the show helpfully condensed into a few weeks because fuck it, am I right, boys? Anyway, now that the Rings of Power have been created and handed out to the peoples of Middle-earth, Sauron and his wig have turned their attention to forging one ring to rule them all in the fires of Mount Doom. Meanwhile, Guy Ladriel and her ethnically diverse band of elves set out to discover what the hell he's up to, and this time around, they've got a new friend to help them out. I just fucking can't with this show, man. What are we even doing here anymore? As if the gosh darn orc families from season 2 weren't bad enough, now we have to suffer through an orc sidekick for the whole season.
Why?
I mean, why in the name of a Balrog's molten arsehole did they think this was a good idea? These beings of pure evil that exist only to fight and kill and destroy are now anti-heroes we're supposed to identify with?
Keep your full tongue behind your teeth.
You know, I'm reasonably convinced if you hooked up a dynamo to Tolkien's grave right now, you'd be able to power the entire fucking universe with how fast it's spinning. That being said, from a purely character point of view, this dude might actually end up being the most likable member of the trio. I mean, it's not like he's got much competition with the world's most insufferable girl boss on one side and this god-awful plank of wood on the other.
Hey guys!
What I have seen.
It's nice that the writers finally remembered that Celeborn exists, though. Guy Ladriel's husband and a major figure in the history of Middle-earth who was mysteriously absent for the first 2 seasons so that Guy Ladriel could shake off the shackles of the elf patriarchy and be her own woman. Tell me, how did that work out for you guys? You know, it's so funny watching these hapless retards desperately trying to bend Tolkien's highly traditional, classical narrative around the demands of modern modern day identity politics, hitting the brick wall of reality over and over again, then finally throwing their hands up and saying, fine, we'll bring him back then. But she's not going to be subordinate to him, okay? Yeah, sure guys, whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. Oh yeah, and the Nazgul are in this season as well, which is pretty interesting because they're not actually meant to show up in this form until about 500 years later. But that's okay because who even pretends to give a fuck about the lore at this point? Just get some recognizable stuff from the movies in there as quick as you can, any way you can. Anything to get people interested in this absolute shit show. If I had to describe what the Rings of Power really is to Tolkien's work, I'd say it's like if someone tried to make a TV show about the complete history of World War II, but the whole thing gets condensed into about 3 weeks. Hitler and Churchill had a brief but passionate love affair before going to war with each other and personally leading their armies on the front lines. The Japanese dropped an atom bomb on Pearl Harbor in San Francisco Bay. The US Army was about 50% female, and a Puerto Rican Stalin would use his smartphone to order an air assault on Berlin with Apache attack helicopters. It is fucking baffling. It's a complete bastardization of the source material on such a scale that I genuinely can't tell if it's malicious subversion or just pure unfettered retardation. Either way, the question I keep coming back to is,
Why?
I mean, it must have been painfully obvious after season 1 that their dream of capturing the pop culture zeitgeist and becoming the next Game of Thrones through sheer financial power was never going to happen. By season 2, it was even more clear that the show was in freefall, nobody was buying into it, and the only coverage it was getting was as an internet lolcow. So what the hell are we even doing now? We've got another massively expensive season of a failed show that would have been cancelled years ago if it was made by literally any other network. A weird little holdover from the early 2020s when it really did seem like girl boss driven, HR diversity approved reimaginings of classic properties for the modern audience with a future of entertainment. How did that work out for yous all? Amazon themselves seem to have lost faith in the show if their publicity and release schedule is anything to go by. The first 4 seasons are dropping all at once on the same day, like a gigantic post-Taco Bell turd plopping into the toilet bowl, with such force that you end up with the sudden chilling cold of splashback in your nether regions, I guess to bump up the number of minutes watched for that first week. Looking at the release date, it's actually going to be a nightmare for the open bar gang because we're going to have to get through 4 entire episodes of this shite in 2 days. Why didn't you consider me when you did this, Amazon? The showrunners themselves keep emphasizing that people can just jump right in with season 3 and don't need to have watched the previous seasons to understand it, which is good and all because hardly anyone did bother to watch them, but it also kind of reeks of desperation at this point. Please, just watch our show. We know it sucked until now, but we're doing better, okay? Well, it's not okay. With something as big and important as Lord of the Rings, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and Rings of Power already blew their ring big time. I guess they'll keep soldiering on grimly towards that 5-season arc like they promised, because Amazon can afford to blow all the money they want on stuff like this, but I don't imagine they'll win many people over with it. In the end, Tolkien himself said it best. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. Keep that in mind, Amazon. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Hey guys, yeah, don't forget to give Crooked Jerker a follow. He does great work. I find him hilarious. But I'm surprised the Rings of Power is still going on. It's like, oh yeah, this kind of show is still going. I don't think nothing it's too low breaking taking into memory. I still watch it, but you know, I mean, it does not follow the books at all. I don't read them, but hey. It is something to do, I guess. But if you made this fun, you want to see more, don't forget to give Crooked Jerker a follow, then like it, comment down below, share, and then subscribe for more. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye.